a man on Christmas Day decides that he will rather die by suicide because he was turned away, and then now this politics has begun. Let me also tell the viewers that there has to be a revision. Apparently, the center pays only 25% of this entire thing, whereas the state, that is the state of government of Karnataka, has to take in 75% of the burden. The Karnataka BJP, of course, has sharply criticized this and said that why was there no implementation of this, whereas the Congress sitting there is saying we wrote to you, but there has been no reply. Prashant, what is the way out in all this toing and froing and ping pong ball? One man has died, Prashant.
Exactly. Our thoughts go out to the family, and the family has to get the strength to bear with that loss. And look at the tragic way it has happened. When the scheme was available to him legally, it's only due to the misgovernance that, and on an ego trip, the Siddaramaiah government is not wanting to implement the PM scheme. Why? What? Assuming that they didn't want to fund a portion of it, the CM has got discretionary powers. The health minister can spend on these sort of things. They could have informed Kidwai or other thing to take care of the medical expenses. After all, he is covered under the scheme in one way or the other. If you're wanting to say the Karnataka scheme itself covers him, you should have given this cover under the Karnataka scheme. Why trying to blame the center, saying, look, you're taking the credit? It's not about taking the credit. It's being launched on a universal basis across the country, irrespective of
No,
the income
Prashant, but
status.
why
For every
hasn't
citizen,
the
it's being
center,
launched.
Prashant, why hasn't the center responded? I mean, Dinesh Gundu wrote, your side of the kitty, you have to put no. You can't say, okay, 75% I will pay. What about the 25% that you have to pay? Also, the percentage is not commensurate to the population of Karnataka anymore. Satya Prakash, come in here, Satya.
See, Sudha, with due respects to that family who has lost a near one, okay, there's nothing in it. But let us understand why that life was lost. See, when Ayushman Bharat was launched, they said 60% center will pay, 40% you have to pay. But ultimately, when we implemented Ayushman Bharat, we ended up paying 75% of the total cost, and Modi's government paid only 25%. We didn't want a repeat. Even in Ayushman Bharat, you take a call, you send your correspondent to Jain Hospital, a prestigious Jain Hospital in Bangalore. Ayushman Bharat, they don't accept at all. The earlier Ayushman Bharat only is not accepted.
Why
Now
are they
look
not
here what happened.
accepting? But you as a government should come in here. You should not make it.
You please ask your correspondent Ajaullah to go to Jain Hospital tomorrow and check. Ayushman Bharat is not accepted in Jain Hospital. Please check.
All right,
And
I will do that.
myself have checked it.
All right,
Now
I
the
will
point
Let the
is,
health minister
Prashant,
give
on
out
November
a
Prashant,
30th,
government order
Prashant.
directing them to do it.
One second. Let us have a gentleman discussion here. On November 30th, the state government has written this scheme came in September 15th or something.
Okay.
On November 30th, we have written saying that what will be our contribution, what will be your contribution. Till date, the central government of Modi has not responded to that letter.
It's not about Modi versus Siddaramaiah. It's about human beings, Satya Prakash. Come on.
It is about government policy.
Prashant, I
You
want
need
to,
tell us how much we
let
need
me,
to spend,
let
because
me
we have
ask you,
tight budget.
Prashant, do you agree that we have to relook at this scheme, boss? Because someone died. Like, it's a dead man. We are all sympathetic towards him. On Christmas Day, he decided to take his own life. Prashant,
Absolutely.
there is absolutely no coordination that I see here. It is just that I wrote them a letter, he did not reply, a man goes. The Kidwai Oncology says that no, it's not applicable, he sent back. Why was he sent back? When he was registered, he had a card also. He had a card, then why was he turned back? Prashant, that's the question we need to ask.
Exactly. That question has to be posed to the government to say, state government to say, once he's eligible and has got the card. If you had some differences of opinion with the central government saying how much money you should put in, first save the life. Then go for this mathematical calculation saying how much money you should put.
No,
You should
no.
have directed
Prashant,
the hospital
Prashant,
to
when you
cover
go under some
the medical
insurance
expenses,
cover,
treat the
I think
patient,
my
and
friend
then go after
Prashant,
finances. You are putting
I
money
think my
ahead of
friend Prashant,
life. You should not have done
I think
that.
my
When
friend
the
Prashant doesn't
eligible
understand
beneficiary,
what the
no,
health
Satya
minister of
Prakash,
Karnataka
you
has said.
spoke about
The
decency,
health minister
maintain
of
it now.
Karnataka
Let
has
me
said,
complete. Satya Prakash,
The
wait,
health
let
minister
me
of
complete.
Let
Karnataka
him
has said
complete.
this scheme is
Satya
I'm
not
running
Prakash,
out of
please
time.
wait.
I'm running. Prashant ji, please continue, sir.
Yes. See, when the eligible beneficiary having a valid and legally acceptable
Right.
card visits the hospital, he should have been given the treatment. And
Yes.
then the state government should have said, look, we have also treated one patient here. We still don't know what we have to get. Now kindly clarify, reimburse the
Yeah,
money.
Prashant,
That
you and
because
I,
the
Prashant, come on.
objective should have been to save the life,
Yes,
not
Prashant,
on
do
you
petty
are
politics
maybe
over
that
life,
is the
which
ideal
is what
situation.
Congress is indulging in.
Doesn't
Congress should
Modi
not have done
have
that.
minimum common sense that any
What do
They are
you mean
scheme
also
by
that is
cancelling
common
BPL
sense?
cards.
the scheme
Your
to take
state,
the
sir,
state government's
whether you
consent
are
on it?
giving 75 or 25, like Prashant said, that what if he had a card, you treat him first and then you do all the official business. No, to now say Modi has not given, I am just saying your health minister should have been more cognizant. This is not the first time. You know, he has to be more cognizant of the fact
The
that for
thing
those who
is,
cannot, cancer is a very
you have
expensive
accused our
treatment.
government. You and Prashant have accused our government. Give me a chance to speak.
Yeah.
Okay. The victim's family itself has said that government gave us 50% off on all our medical costs. So 50% was already given by the government. The problem was for Kidwai, we don't have a policy at all. Just because Modi one fine day tells that, yeah, Ayushman Bharat for elders have come, has he taken the consent? Have all the states accepted for it? What is the amount that the center will give? What is the state amount that the state
Well,
will give? Because we
25%
are
and
Prakash,
given under
again,
tight budget.
75%, we are all, oh
Don't you
God, we
think
are
that
all
this is
clear
basic
about it.
common
Subhaji,
sense?
I think he is going on a
It is
financial
basic common
rhetoric.
sense that
All
whenever
that I'm
the
saying
Prime Minister
is
announces a scheme,
lives
he should
are
have
more precious than the
he should
petty
have cleared
politics
this thing.
Congress is
How much
playing.
is the center's
They are
contribution
cancelling
and what is
BPL
the state's
cards.
contribution?
They increase the rates of OPD
Modi is playing
charges.
a farce on the
And
All
people of
right.
this
young
country.
mothers and infants
He's
have died in Karnataka. The health minister doesn't even have the courtesy to visit them. And he makes this
Modi
statement
just
about
is
writing a letter
busy
to Modi for 2 months
announcing
ago.
Judas.
Why
Also,
this
all
indifference to
this,
poor?
also, I can't
Why
shout
this
more than
indifference to
this,
poor?
please.
The lives of the
Also,
poor are
all
as
this, yeah,
precious
I
as
agree
others.
with you,
And
Prashant,
you
but all
cannot
this is
treat a
also
poor
working
person's
on
life in any
outdated
different way.
data.
You
On
Please
can't
stop
say
outdated
shouting
that
for
data.
goodness
So
what do you
sake.
say,
everything
the
has to be, look, if we as human beings have to improve the situation, then we have to see to it that we put politics aside and kind of the nuts and bolts have to be tightened. It's being worked on very outdated data. Karnataka has different data. The center is working on a different data for benefits. The health minister writes a letter. What is this? Let him make it. It should be
I'm
happening.
asking a very
You
simple
can't write a
question. I'm
letter and
asking
say,
you a
okay, it's now with the union.